What up guys, Gozen here for AnimeUproar, and today we're going to be talking about the Wizard King Julius Novachrono. We always knew that the Wizard King was overpowered, and if you watch the anime, you know that the Wizard King just died. Now, I love the Wizard King and a part of me wishes he didn't die, but nonetheless, the way in which he died truly impressed me. And in this video, I will explore why that is the case. I will look at how Tabata skillfully kills off an overpowered character. If you want to see more Black Clover videos on this channel, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Before we get into the fight between the Wizard King and Patri, who calls himself Licht, let's look at an example from the 7 Deadly Sins where an overpowered character is set up only for his overpoweredness to be undermined. This happens a lot in the 7 Deadly Sins. Now don't get me wrong, I love the 7 Deadly Sins, but often a character is set up as overpowered only to be quickly defeated by a stronger character, and so on and so on. The previously overpowered character is sacrificed to establish the overpoweredness of another character, and the cycle continues. This can be very entertaining, but it also serves to undermine the defeated character's strength, which was being hyped up as recently as a chapter ago. Skip to the numbers shown on the screen if you want to avoid some 7 Deadly Sins manga spoilers. I'll give you a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Alright, if you're still with me, let's look at an example of how 7 Deadly Sins introduced and hyped up a character only to later have that character serve as a way to hype up another character. To illustrate my point, let's take a look at the character called the Original Demon, aka the Sinner. I remember reading the chapter in which the Original Demon first made his appearance, and I went absolutely crazy over how insanely powerful the character seemed to be at that point in time. It was actually the first 7 Deadly Sins video I personally made because I couldn't help but talk about it. If you didn't know, the Original Demon is the fused original form of Chandler and Cusack. Even alone, each of these demons was hyped up to be extremely powerful. When speaking about them, Merlin said that they are celebrated among the Demon Clan for being the absolute strongest of all, not counting the Demon King himself. They are said to be strong without equal, fast beyond compare, and tougher than any other. Each one of them had a power level higher than that of Meliodas when he entered Assault mode, when his power level was measured at 142,000. Cusack was measured at 168,000, and Chandler at 173,000. These are two of the highest power levels that are recorded in the series, and it's not even them at their full power. So they're already presented as being ridiculously powerful before their fusion, so you can imagine how powerful they must be after their fusion. A fusion could theoretically multiply their powers together, or at the very least add them together, which would still be the highest power level we've seen up to that point in the manga. When he appears, Merlin says that her, Escanor, and Ludoshel, all strong characters in their own right, have completely lost all chance of victory. The Original Demon was so strong that he even challenged the Demon King in the past, a figure with godlike power in the world of the 7 Deadly Sins. Yet despite all of this hype, he is one-shotted by Mael after he regains the ability Sunshine. Thus, he's sacrificed to set up Mael's new level of power. And soon enough, Mael with Sunshine, who just wrecked the legendary Original Demon, proves to be powerless against the Demon King. Thus, overpowered characters continuously have their power undermined in order to establish the following character as overpowered. This is usually how it works. However, this is not what happens with the Wizard King. The Wizard King is quickly established as the overpowered character in the Black Clover world. The title Wizard King itself goes to the strongest magic knight in the Clover Kingdom, a kingdom filled with talented magic knights like William Vengeance, Yami, Fugolion, and so on. The leader of the Midnight Sun knows he is fighting the strongest magic knight in the land, and he thinks he can win, so you know this is going to be an epic fight right from the get-go. The Midnight Sun leader even has light magic, a magic type that is presented as being time magic's weakness, because, as he says, light is the only thing that can oppose time. Yet, even when he has the type disadvantage, Julius proves to be too powerful for Patri. Even though light magic is supposed to be the fastest, Patri can't keep up with Julius when he gets a little serious. Patri is shocked. He can't believe that a human can be so powerful. He notices that the Wizard King is trying to restrain him without killing him, meaning he has strength to spare. Keep in mind, Patri is a strong opponent. He is the leader of the Midnight Sun, meaning he is the mastermind behind the enemy organization that has been causing trouble since volume 1 of the manga. He also has a rare and very powerful form of magic called light magic. Light magic was possessed by the first ever Wizard King, so you know it has great potential. Patri has a 4-leaf clover, another sign of a powerful mage, and he is even an elf, and elves tend to have an immense amount of magic power compared to humans. My point is, Patri is super strong in all of these ways, and yet he's dumbstruck by how powerful the Wizard King is. This all serves to hype up the Wizard King's power even more. Yet, he dies. He loses the battle, but interestingly enough, he manages to maintain his OP reputation in the process. Patri releases the magic he has sealed and uses it all to make it rain light magic blades down on the people of the capital. He knows that he can't win against Julius fair and square. Patri says to the Wizard King, "Even if I can't kill you, I can kill everyone around you," end quote. Since he can't handle the Wizard King, he decides to play dirty. He sends his attack at the innocent people of the capital. Julius could let the people die and easily defeat Patri, however he decides to save them. He chooses to pass on his dream of a Clover Kingdom without discrimination, with equal possibilities for all, to the next generation. He uses a time reversal magic spell to stop the insanely powerful attack Patri just released, thus saving all those people in the capital. However, Julius had to waste all of his magic power to do it, and Patri takes advantage of this and gives the finishing blow to Julius. As Patri tells Julius, his one weakness was being the Wizard King. In other words, he would have been pretty much invincible if Patri hadn't played dirty and threatened the well-being of the people of the kingdom. You might be wondering why Julius didn't go all out from the beginning, instead of giving Patri the opportunity to endanger the whole kingdom in the first place. Well, the answer is most likely because the leader of the Midnight Sun was using the body of William Vengeance, Julius's precious student and friend. If you watch Naruto, you know that the third Hokage let his student Orochimaru go in the past. He couldn't bring himself to kill him, even though he was clearly a dangerous villainous character. That decision turned out to be his undoing. Orochimaru came back to destroy the village, and the third Hokage had to sacrifice his life to stop him. Julius's situation is even more problematic because his precious student William is a nice person. Julius thinks that even the fact that he helped Patri is a sign of his kindness, and that William is still rooting for him to win inside Patri's body. For these reasons, he didn't want to kill Patri because it would mean killing his student who, in the Wizard King's view, only committed the crime of being too kind. That is likely why he hesitated to kill Patri and didn't want to go all out. That is why he was trying to restrain him without killing him. He still was hoping to save William, a person he had rescued many years before, from a life of pain and discrimination. Even as Julius is dying, we are told in the manga that the strongest magic knight sinks into the twilight. So in the end, Julius died while maintaining his overpowered status. He wasn't simply hyped up and then overpowered by his opponent in order to help build that character's reputation. Rather, he proved to be stronger than his opponent. In a fair fight, he was undefeated, and when he died, he was arguably the strongest character in the manga up to that point. It was his philosophy, not a lack of power, that led to his death. He lived his life trying to save and protect people. He wanted to protect them from physical threats, but also from discrimination based on their social status. It was the wish he had to protect everyone and build a future free from discrimination that led to his downfall. He sacrificed himself for his dream, and the dream lives on in the next generation, in the people he placed his faith in, and in the people they placed their faith in turn. The Wizard King's dream lives on in people like Asta, who also want to create a world without discrimination and with opportunity for all, even for those who happen to be coming from the Forsaken Realm or from a different country altogether. Keep in mind, Julius came a long way. When he was rising to power, that's when Zara, the first commoner magic knight, was killed by his own teammates for trying to be a magic knight even though he came from a low social standing. By the time Julius died, he had not only normalized the idea of a commoner being a magic knight, but he had also placed a bastard from the Forsaken Realm, William, and a foreigner, Yami, in extremely high-ranking positions. He made them Magic Knight captains. That is pretty much the highest title he could give them besides the title of the Wizard King itself. He made huge leaps towards his dream and paved the way for people like Asta to fully carry it out. I believe that this is a very skilled way for a mangaka to kill off a truly overpowered character. The character remains a respected character. Even Patri, the person who killed him, said he respects Julius. The character keeps his overpowered status. The character dies for a cause greater than himself. The character passes on his dream to his successors, so in a way, he will always be present in the story even after he dies. I'm not saying that every overpowered character has to die in exactly this way, but I think that with Julius's death, Tabata really did a great job. It was even more emotional because he didn't have to die. He chose to in order to save the others and keep his wish going. The death even had huge stakes, since the leader of the enemy organization killed the Wizard King, the strongest Magic Knight, and in the process, cut off the head of the Clover Kingdom. Not only does that lead the way for possible chaos, it also shows that no one is really safe. The Wizard King is a symbol of peace and safety. The people of the kingdom can rest easy knowing that no matter what happens, the Wizard King will be able to take care of the threat. However, when he dies, that illusion disappears, and with it comes the realization that things really could end horribly for the whole kingdom. For all of these reasons, Julius's death is one of the most meaningful and one of my favorite deaths in anime. You can tell a lot about a character by the way in which they die. Rather than undermining him, Julius's death solidifies his image as a powerful, great, and kind dreamer. He never gave up on his ideals, like so many people do over the course of their life, after years of being told to grow up and be realistic. Even up to the age of 40, Julius stood fast in his ideals and always maintained his sense of childish wonder. Just look at how excited he still got whenever he saw new forms of magic. A lot of people understandably still wish that Julius didn't die, but even so, you can't help but appreciate the fact that Tabata found a way to kill off an overpowered character while adding to their greatness rather than taking away from it. In the end, Julius, because of and not in spite of his death, will go down as one of my favorite characters in anime. He serves as a spectacular role model for not only his successors in the anime, but for us the viewers as well. And we can and should all learn from his great example. And that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe for more Black Clover videos and possibly more videos in this series. Make sure to comment down below if you want to keep seeing how to kill off an overpowered character videos. And we can cover other epic characters who had epic deaths that serve to solidify their legacy rather than tarnish it. So here's a question for you guys today. What do you think are some of the best written deaths in anime? Anyways, as you can tell by this video, I get inspired by anime on a daily basis. If you're like me, then I strongly recommend you check out our selection of anime-inspired shirts at AnimeUproar.com. We have original designs like Asta Dream Big Work Hard, along with many others. I wear these shirts a lot, and the two main reasons are because I love anime and because they remind me to be the best version of myself. So if that sounds cool to you, definitely check them out at AnimeUproar.com, link in the description. You can get even more inspiring content and crucial updates on our Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you goes out to our patrons over on Patreon who help make videos like this one possible. I especially want to thank our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, and King Zeldris, and are the 1 tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans, Baby Ray, A17, FFDP, Steven Ingrata, Alolan Atem, Matty Mac 239, and Makoda-kun. And the patron who transcends greatness itself, Reagan Harrison, the one who has been acknowledged by Lord Twigo himself. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these kings and queens right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. Anyways, thanks again for all of your support, guys. I'm so blessed you guys put me in this position, and until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.